this young man at all. And it showed because she's willing to do this on TV or have him embarrassed nationally. So before he can play one down, he's already got all of these asterisks next to his name and all these warning signs and different things that the young man didn't bring on himself. So he's forced to make a bunch of excuses for how this thing is played out because he can't come out and say the things that she said to him. But what he did say is, me and my mother talked. Or more importantly, she talked. And after she talked, she left. Typically when someone is looking out for your well-being, they would want to hear your opinion about your well-being. Typically. They wouldn't go and make a bunch of statements and then jump up and leave and walk away from a son that they care about. Wow. When you care about somebody, you don't walk away. You ask them, why do you want to go here, son? And if you do, I don't think you should, but I can support your decision because you put in the work and you put yourself in a position to make that decision. And I'd be fine with it. But that's not what happened here. If she was fine with the decision, why would she retain a lawyer? And why would and law firms, especially the Cochrans, I'm sure they aren't working for free. So there's some money involved in this situation. There really is. What I applaud is, and I'm sure it had to be at the urging of Arkansas along with Alex, that he went to his father to have his father sign his letter, because even after his talks with his mother, she still refused to sign the letter. She not only refused to sign, she refused to be there. That's loving and support, that I won't even be there. Alex had his dad, his grandmother, his aunt, and his best friend, but no mama. That's really a shame. It's really a shame. Watch. I guarantee the next thing you'll hear is a bashing of his father. His father wasn't there. He just came into his life. He doesn't really care. You'll hear all these things. But I applaud his father. Because whether he was there ever, he gave his son the greatest gift he could give his son. He gave his son a piece of independence. He gave his son a chance to have a future that he's put himself in a position to determine. And his father was there, and his father was man enough to help his son start down the path of becoming a man. Pitfalls. And I can guarantee you, these pitfalls won't be ones that Alex creates. But I hope that Arkansas understands that this is a young man whose mom is going to do everything she can to undermine him while he's there. If he calls and says he's not starting, well, you should come home. You never should have gone there. There won't be any support he gets. There will just be undermining from his mother from the time he's gone until hopefully he graduates and gets to the NFL. And if he does, then this starts all over again for this young man. Barely a chance to get yourself started without drama and controversy surrounding you that you didn't create. As I read the statement by his attorneys, I'm reading between the lines just like most people. I caught the veiled threat that I hope all the rules and regulations were followed. That's a veiled threat, saying that you're going to look into the fact that someone has probably invested $150,000 or $200,000 into your child's future. And you're going to look into the fact to find out that if everything was done on the up and up. Really? Really? Is this what we've come to as a people? To where your parent, and it's really hard for me to remain somewhat level-headed about calling her his mother. because that's a term that's just thrown around way too lightly. I think the woman who had him, I really can't say his mother. And that's no disrespect to you, young man, because you seem like a fine young man. But you are going to be in a situation, especially if you turn pro, just like the other young man from the Dallas Cowboys, whose family has pestered him, cajoled him, beat him down, and even showed up at the practice facility to extort money just because he's of the same bloodline. You're going to be in that same situation. And a lot of young men who come from these situations, these single-parent homes, are in these situations. And it's a shame. They're not there as a child. They're there as some sort of commodity to be used and fed upon and preyed upon. This kid is being preyed upon from within. And it's an absolute shame and it's an atrocity. When these kids go broke and society thinks that these kids are just stupid and that's why they go broke, no. These kids have been conditioned to think that they owe their parents and they owe their families everything that they worked for. They don't get a chance to be themselves. They don't get a chance to be their own men. They don't. They are told that it's your responsibility now to be the breadwinner for everyone in your family. No one has pressure like that put on them at 18, at 20, at 21, at 25. So when they go broke, all the people around them have preyed upon them during this whole time. At some point, as a people, you just have to call things as you see them. Arkansas, I say to you, please get this young man a support system. He needs coaching. He needs life coaching. He's the reason why I do what I do. Is because it's so hard for kids, people, even adults who come from these circumstances to even move on with their life because they're conditioned so poorly. It's hard for them to make decisions. He wanted to make this decision like a man would make this decision. And his mother has stepped in to only embarrass him as he tries to seek independence. If at any point this kid has problems, he has issues, they find that it's very difficult for him to respond appropriately to coaching from a man, understand this, that these kids, they aren't having the right things instilled within them. They are having their mothers instill in them, and in this case, their mother. Sometimes it can be your father also, because I look at Lamar Odom's father. I've seen that, and I've actually seen that on TV. So it's not just the mother, but in this case, it is his mother. These kids are being conditioned to think that their success is everybody's around them success, their whole family. If I'm successful, my whole family is successful. So I hope that as he goes along in his career, that he's around a lot of different types of people from a lot of different types of background, and that he's able to understand the difference between a normal childhood and a childhood among predators. And that he's able to forgive and go on and live his life without the burden of thinking that he is responsible for everything that happens to everybody else only because she gave him birth. Thank you, and take care.